Egypt was one of the most powerful empires in ancient times, known for its wealth and culture. The Egyptians were talented builders, engineers, and artists, creating some of the most famous monuments and works of art, such as massive pyramids and temples that symbolized their strength and civilization. They developed a successful economy centered around the fertile Nile River valley, which provided rich farmland. Egyptians were experts in managing the river's yearly floods and using irrigation systems to water their fields, producing surplus crops they could trade for other goods and services. At the heart of this mighty empire was Cleopatra, a smart and charismatic queen. She became ruler at 18 after her father, Ptolemy XIII, died in 51 BC. Cleopatra supported the arts and surrounded herself with the best artists, writers, and scholars of her time. She was also a scholar herself, fluent in several languages, including Greek, Egyptian, and Latin. She was meant to share the throne with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was only 10 years old, and according to Egyptian tradition, was also her husband. But from the start, there was conflict between Cleopatra and her brother, as his advisors, mostly eunuchs, held a lot of power and manipulated him against her. They saw Cleopatra as a threat and quickly plotted to get rid of her. Cleopatra, a strong and determined leader, wasn't willing to share power, especially since her brother was too young to rule. She tried to take control of the country, which led to tensions with the nobles, who encouraged Ptolemy to oppose her. Realizing that their joint rule couldn't last, Cleopatra tried to push her brother aside. She had the support of the Egyptian people, who saw her as a capable ruler. But in the end, the nobles held more power, and they convinced Ptolemy to exile Cleopatra from Alexandria and declare himself the sole ruler of Egypt. There are many theories about why Ptolemy didn't kill Cleopatra, but some suggest that he was hesitant to take such an extreme action against his own sister, as it could have been seen as dishonoring traditional Egyptian values. However, this was likely the decision of Ptolemy's chief advisor, Pothinus, a powerful eunuch who had also served their father. In 48 BC, Cleopatra returned with an army to reclaim her throne. She landed in the port city of Pelusium and fought Ptolemy's forces. Although her army managed to capture the city, Ptolemy's forces soon retook Alexandria. Meanwhile, Julius Caesar had just defeated Pompey, a Roman statesman, in battle. Pompey fled to Egypt, hoping for help from Ptolemy. Instead, Ptolemy had him killed and presented Pompey's head to Caesar, hoping to gain his favor. But Caesar was furious. Though Pompey was his rival, he was still a respected Roman, and Caesar was offended by Ptolemy's actions. Cleopatra saw her chance and smuggled herself into Caesar's quarters, using her charm and intelligence to win his support. They became allies and lovers. With Caesar's help, Cleopatra's forces defeated Ptolemy, who died in battle. Cleopatra became the sole ruler of Egypt. Cleopatra and Caesar's relationship was both political and personal. She gave birth to his son, which strengthened their bond. But after Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC, Cleopatra needed a new ally. She turned to Mark Antony, one of Caesar's most trusted generals. They also became lovers and allies, but this angered Rome. In 31 BC, Antony and Cleopatra were defeated in a naval battle by Octavian, Caesar's adopted son. Antony, devastated by false news that Cleopatra had died, took his own life. Cleopatra, refusing to be captured by Octavian, followed suit. famously allowing herself to be bitten by a venomous snake. Her death marked the end of Egypt as an independent kingdom and the start of Roman rule. Cleopatra remains a legendary figure, celebrated for her intelligence, ambition, and power.